everyone. I am Sakshi Sharma from Noida Institute of Pharmacy and Noida Institute of Engineering and Technology Pharmacy Institute. Today I am going to teach you about the clinical symptom and management of barbiturates and morphine poisoning. So we will start. Okay, now what are barbiturates? Barbiturates poisoning. Barbiturates, these are the class of sedative and hypnotic drugs, and they are mainly used as an anti-epileptic and as a general anesthetic drugs. Some state administer barbiturates for physician assisted suicide, euthanasia, and use them for capital punishment by lethal injections. These their use for in clinical practices are largely been replaced by benzodiazepines such as alprazolam, diazepam, lorazepam due to the lower risk of overdose and available antidote to reduce the toxicity. Means we can replace the barbiturates with the benzodiazepine drugs because benzodiazepine drugs have a lesser side effects and they will produce at a lower risk in the patients. Now these are some of the therapeutic use of these barbiturates. Barbiturates, the therapeutic use of barbiturates, that these drugs are mainly used as a sedative hypnotics, means they comes under a class of sedative hypnotics drugs. They are also used as a pre-operative sedations also. They are used in the treatment of when there is any kind of seizure disorder or the patient is suffering from any kind of seizure, they can be treated by using the barbiturates and some neuroprotection. These are also mainly used as a neuroprotective drugs. Now barbiturates poisoning, what is the main mechanism of toxic effect of these barbiturates poisoning? These barbiturates, they will directly act on the CNS part and they will produces the CNS depressant, and they will mainly bind with the GABA receptor. As we all know, GABA, it is a inhibitory receptors, and they will bind with these GABA receptors and they will prolong the opening of chloride channels. Means they will increase the opening of these chloride channels. Means chloride channels, it will get opened and they will produces the inhibit the excitable cells of CNS. Means the cells in the CNS, they will not go to the excited levels and they will remain in the ground states. This is the main mechanism of action of the barbiturates. As we talk about the barbiturate, this is a potent inducer of hepatic drug metabolizing the enzyme, especially the cytochrome P450 system. So it is mainly liable to cause the drug interaction. They will mainly precipitate the attack of acute porphyria and they will produce a tolerance. If there is if any of the person or any of the patient is mainly use the extra dose or overdose of these barbiturates, they will mainly produces the tolerance and dependence can occur to that patient. Now this is the classification of the barbiturate, the drugs classification. As we talk about the classification, barbiturates and benzodiazepine. Barbiturates is mainly divided into three categories. First one, long acting, which have a longer duration of action, short acting and ultra short acting. Okay, long acting, in which the drugs come phenobarbital and pentobarbital. Short acting, butabarbital and methotrexate. Then the ultra short acting drug is the thiopentinone. Thiopentinone, it is also drugs comes under the category of general anesthetics also. Benzodiazepine, second one class, benzodiazepine, it is mainly divided into three categories: hypnotics, anti-anxiety and anti-convulsant. Benzodiazepine, which produces the hypnotics like effect, these are diazepam, florazepam, nitrazepam, alprazolam, temizepam, trizolam. Anti-anxiety drugs, diazepam, chlordiazepoxide, oxazepam, lorazepam, alprazolam. And the third one category is the anticonvulsant. These are the diazepam, lorazepam, clonazepam and clobazam. These are some of the drugs of barbiturates classification. And there is the next category, which is the newer non-benzodiazepine hypnotics, in which the drugs mainly comes is zolpicom, zolpidem and gelapalon. Now these are some of the adverse effect and the toxic effect. What are the main adverse effect or the side effects of the barbiturate? Next one is the toxic effect of the barbiturate. What are the toxicity which is produced by the barbiturates in our body? Adverse effect are that these may produce a residual depression. Residual depression can be happen. There is a in the patient we can see the paradoxical excitement can be seen who are taking the barbiturate. Hypersensitivity reactions can be seen in that patient, which which are mainly localized in the swelling. There is a swelling of eye, lip, cheek and hip portion can be seen. Now there is some of the synergistic reactions. If any of the individuals are already consuming the ethanol or the antihistamine drug, there is a synergistic reactions can be happen with these drugs. Okay, now these are some of the side effects. Now we talk about the toxic effect. What are the toxicity which can be produced by these barbiturates? First of all, there is a slurred speech. Slurred speech can be occur. Ataxia, lethargy conditions can be seen in that patient. Confusion and headache. Now the second one is the CNS depression, coma and shock. The patient can be go to the CNS. The CNS depression effect can be seen in the overdose, or the if there is a adverse toxic effect can be seen in the patient. They will go to the coma and the shock can be seen. Now pupils first constricted. There is a constriction of the pupil can be occur, which is the toxic effect. Then dilation due to hypoxia. Hypoxia, which is also known as there is decrease in the demand of oxygen. When there is a decrease in the demand of oxygen, so pupil constricted pupil, first of all the pupil constriction can be seen, then after the dilation of the pupil can be seen due to the hypoxia, due to decrease in the demand of the oxygen. Now the last one is the hypothermia. There is decrease in the temperature in the patients can be seen who are taking the barbiturates. Now what is the acute barbiturates poisoning? Okay, these acute you all know acute means, this is the acute means the short term. What are the short term barbiturates poisoning? They lead to the cause of poisoning due to their ready availability. Most of these cases, most of the barbiturates cases are suicidal. These are some of the suicidal, but some are due to the error or upgraded exploration in the children. And short acting barbiturates, I have already told you in the previous slide that the barbiturates, they are mainly classified into short acting, long acting and ultra short acting. If the patients are taking the short acting barbiturates, they are more dangerous than the long acting barbiturates. Now we are talking about the acute short term barbiturates poisoning. The patients can go to the shock and anorexia. They can be occur quickly to the patient. Coma are more severe with short acting. If the patient is taking the short acting drugs or the short acting barbiturates, the coma and some of the severe toxic or adverse reactions can be seen in that patient. It means that these short acting drugs are more dangerous barbiturates than the long acting drugs. Because they produces the coma, shock, anorexia and dangerous. These are some of the more dangerous than the long acting barbiturates. Now these are the symptoms of the barbiturates. The first symptom is the stupor, coma. Stupor and coma can be seen in that patient. There is a weak and rapid pulse. I have already told you in the previous slides that the barbiturates, they may produces the constriction of the pupil, then later after they will produces the dilation of the pupil due to the condition of hypoxia. Then weak and rapid pulse can be seen in that patient. Pulmonary edema conditions can be seen. Acute renal shutdowns can be seen. Bronchopneumonia can be seen in that patient. Cold, clammy skin, the skin becomes cold and clammy. Okay, then the slow, rapid and shallow breathing, the patient due to hypoxia condition, there is a slow breathing can be seen in that patient. There is a pupil constriction, then after the pupil dilations can be seen in that patient. So these are some of the symptoms which can be seen due to the barbiturates poisoning. Now how we can manage these barbiturates poisoning so that they will not produce some severe effect in that patient. How we can manage? Barbiturates are the class, these are the class of sedative hypnotic drugs, and they are commonly used as an anti-epileptic. These barbiturates, they are commonly used as anti-epileptic drugs, like for example phenobarbital. It is a drugs which is also used as an anti-epileptic drugs, and for induction of general anesthetic. I have told you that the thiopentol, which is a ultra short acting drugs of the barbiturate, they are also used as the general anesthetic drugs. Okay, so some state administer barbiturate for physician assisted suicide euthanasia and use them for capital punishment by the lethal injection. They use these barbiturates, or they are used in the clinical practices. They has been largely been replaced by benzodiazepine. Beside barbiturates, the patients are using more and more benzodiazepine, because benzodiazepine, they have a shorter lower risk, or they may produces decrease, they have decreased toxic effect or the adverse effect as we compared it to the barbiturates. Okay, so the some of the benzodiazepine which can be taken as a, such as alprazolam can be taken, diazepam can be taken, lorazepam can be taken, because they have a lower risk of tolerance. The tolerance cannot be created in that patient, and they are available. So the antidotes of these benzodiazepine can be available, easily available. Okay, and they have a lower risk. Okay, and these antidote, they can reverse the toxicity in that patient. Now the gastric lavage, it is a condition by which we can manage the barbiturates poisoning if no more than 2 to 4 hours. If the patient has no more than 2 to 4 hours, barbiturates poisoning can be seen in that patient. They have been passed since ingestion of barbiturates. Gastric lavage can be done in that patient so that we can manage the barbiturates poisoning. Second is the activated charcoal. As we all know that the charcoal, it is also used as an adsorbent, है ना. So these activated charcoal, it is a inert, these are inert non-toxic absorbent which bind. When they will bind with these drugs, barbiturate drugs, high molecular weight compound due to the intramolecular attraction, because these activated charcoal, they have a adsorbent like action. When these drugs, they will bind with their high molecular weight compounds about 1 kg to 1, it is administered to nasogastric. There is a nasogastric tube by which we can administer the activated charcoal, and these activated charcoal, they will bind with these drugs, and they will decrease the side effects or decrease the toxicity of the drugs in the body. Now the cathartic like magnesium sulfates, if there is a barbiturates poisoning can be seen in that patient, cathartic like magnesium sulfates can be used along with for further removal of the barbiturates. Butyl permagnesia can occur. The cathartic conditions can also be used to manage these barbiturates poisoning in that patient. Next one is the forced diuresis with alkalinization of the urine, means there is a forced diuresis. Diuresis, as we all know, what is diuresis? Diuresis is the excretion of iron, sodium and water from the body. So these drugs for which can be used to force the diuresis and alkalization of the urine, these are specially used in the long term barbiturates poisoning, and which are largely being excreted by the kidney. They has been largely been excreted by the kidney, means if there is any kind of toxicity, barbiturate toxicity can be seen in that patient, we can give the diuresis to that patient. So diuresis, they mainly helps to eliminate these ions and water from the body, and they may helps to reduce the toxicity in that patient. Okay, and at the higher rates of urine flow, the renal clearance of barbiturates is increased. The renal clearance means the CL, which is a renal clearance, the CL can be increased. Okay, barbiturates can be increased, the clearance can be increased in that patient. Prophylactic, some of the antibiotics can also be started for the management of these barbiturates. Good oral hygiene, temperature maintenance, because I have told you that the barbiturate, one of the symptoms of the barbiturates is that it will produces a hypothermia condition, means it will decrease the temperature of the body. Prophylactic antibiotics can be started for the management of these barbiturates poisoning. And the good oral hygienes, temperature maintenance, we can maintain the temperature of that patient, and posture change at irregular, some of the posture changes at the irregular intervals can be stopped. Now the dialysis, there is also a condition called dialysis. There is a peritoneal dialysis or hemodialysis. Heme means, as we all know, heme is the blood, है ना. Dialysis, heme dialysis can also be used to remove the barbiturates. This is also one of the most important techniques for management of these barbiturates poisoning in that patient. Peritoneal dialysis, peritoneal or hemodialysis, which is also known as the heme dialysis, is mainly used to remove the barbiturates toxicity from the body, and these both are more effective in removing if there is a long term barbiturates toxicity is seen in that patient, these techniques are very much useful for that patient. And peritoneal dialysis is not effective than forced dialysis. Peritoneal dialysis, they are not much more effective than forced diuresis. Forced diuresis, it is the condition in which there is increase in the excretion of the water and the increase in the excretion of some of the toxic agents from the urine, through the urine from the body. This is the forced diuresis. Okay, but hemodialysis is 40 times more, but this is 40 times more effective than diuretic. Forced diuresis in promoting the elimination of the barbiturates from the body. Hemodialysis is specially indicated in the hemodialysis is mainly used in the following some of the cases, like shock and progressive lethal dose level, ingestion of lethal dose. When there is an ingestion of the lethal dose in the patient, we can use these dialysis condition. In patient whom peritoneal dialysis, in patient with whom the peritoneal dialysis is not much more effective and they are mainly contraindicated, in this condition we can use the hemodialysis condition. Now the second, this is all about the barbiturates poisoning and how we can manage the barbiturates poisoning. What are the various methods for management of these barbiturates poisoning? Okay, and now we come to the next is the morphine poisoning. Okay, morphine poisoning. Morphine, as we all know, it is a phenanthrene alkaloids. Okay, as we all know, these morphine, they are mainly obtained from the dried juices of the unripe capsules of poppy fruit of papaver, which has a botanical name or the botanical name is the Papaver somniferus. Okay, this is the botanical name of the morphine. Okay, Papaver somniferus means this morphine poisoning. Okay, morphine, as we all know, it is a phenanthrene alkaloids which is mainly obtained from the dried juices of unripe capsules of poppy fruit of Papaver somniferus, and it is present near about 10% in dried juices. Means in dried juices these morphine are mainly present about 10%. Okay, the morphine, it is a drug classified as a narcotic analgesic. These morphines comes under the category of narcotic analgesic that is commonly used to treat the moderate to severe pain. Some of the moderate to the severe pain, these morphines can be used by the patient, and these morphine, they can be act by depressing. These morphine, they can be act by depressing the central nervous system. Means they will depress the CNS part of the individual, or particularly they will depress the cortex part. Okay, in the brain, the cortex part, they will depress these cortex part, the respiratory part and the cuff centers in the medulla. Some of the cuff centers which are present in the medulla part, they will also depress these cuff centers. That is why the morphine is also used in the cuff. Okay, but they will stimulate the vagus nerve and the vomiting center in the body. Clear? I hope it is clear to all of you what is morphine. Morphine, what are the location at which the morphine can act in our body. Okay, now the morphine, the opium poppy is one of the nature way of the controlling. I have told you that this is mainly used to control the pain. Morphine, it is a drug category which is mainly used to control the pain. These are some of the side effects of the morphine, है ना. Morphine sulfate means it is a diagrammatic in which the individual, there is a opium poppy plant, they can be shown diagrammatically the side effects of the morphine. It can also be used for pulmonary emboli. These are some of the use of the morphine, like it mainly used to control the severe pain in our body. It can also be used for the pulmonary emboli, to reserve the rapid breathing condition and tachycardia condition. The pulmonary emboli, to reverse the rapid breathing and tachycardia, the morphines can be used. This is the one of the diagrammatic in which there is an individual. I don't know that, but I do know the route can be PO, tab, liquid, IV. These are some of the routes which can be given of the morphine, like IV, IM, SC, PR and transdermal. Okay, now what these are some of the side effects of the morphine. What are the various side effects which can be seen in the morphine, seen by the morphine? Like rashes can be seen in that individual, respiratory depression, because they mainly act on the, I have told you in this slide that the morphine, it mainly act on the respiratory centers or the cuff centers in the medulla part. So these morphine, they have a side effects, like they will produces a respiratory depression. They have a respiratory depression effect. They will produces a bradycardia. Bradycardia can be seen in the constipation, can be seen in that patient. Now morphine poisoning, it is an analgesic effect. It will produces the analgesic effect which is exerted by binding with mu receptor. Means these morphine, they will bind with the mu receptor, mu1, mu2 and mu3. Okay, they will bind with the kappa receptor, k1, k2 and k3, and delta and sigma receptor. See, these are some of the receptor side which are present on the cell membrane, and these morphine, they will bind to on this receptor for producing their action. Morphine, it is a very potent drug, and when one has developed tolerance, if any of the individuals can produce the tolerance due to the morphine, due to the frequent dose, there is a possibility of dependence and addictions can be occur. Means if any of the individual is use morphine for a long term, they will at the long term they will produces a tolerance. Means there is no effect can be seen at that dose with the which the individual is already taken, and they may also produces the dependence and the addictions can be seen to the patient. The symptoms of the morphine toxicity has a several stages. There are several stages for the morphine toxicities can be seen. Okay, now these are the some of the symptoms of morphine poisoning. These are main, the symptoms can be seen in the different stages. Now first one is the stage 1, which is known as the stage of excitement and euphoria. They in this stage there is increase the sense of well-being. There is increase, the patient is thinking that he is in state of well-being. There is a increase, there is a hyper excitation can be seen in that patient. There is increase in the mental activity of the patient. There is a flushing of face flushing can be seen. Sometimes the hallucination conditions can be seen in that patient. And in children there is a marked convulsion. Convulsions can be occur. Means what is convulsion? Convulsion fits, this can be seen in that children's. These are the effects due to the morphine. This is a short lasting stage. This is the stage 1. It is a short lasting stage and may not be there if large doses is taken, and if large doses can be taken, these cannot be seen. Now the second stage, there is a stage of stupor, with the stupor or depression. There is a condition called stupor at the depression can be seen in the stage 2. This is the condition where the headache, nausea, vomiting, lethargy condition, drowsiness can be seen in that patient. There is a contracted, the pupil it will get contracted. There is a cyanosed face and itching. There is itching all over the body. Means they have a hypersensitivity reactions can be seen in that patient. There is a stage 3 which is known as the stage of necrosis, means coma. Okay, due to the prolonged use of these morphine, they may produces the stage of necrosis, which is a coma. There is a deep coma, muscle relax, hypotension, hypothermia, there is a cyanosis can be seen. Pinpoint pupil not responding to the eye. The pupil is not responding according to the eye. Child's stroke, breathing can be seen in that patient. Now the sign in of an opioid overdose. Okay, sign, what are the sign if the individual is taking from a longer time, from a long time the individual is taking the morphine, what are the sign and symptoms, how we can identify that this person have a symptoms of the morphine overdoses. There is a blue lips or nails. The nails and the blue will change their colors, and the coloring will changes, and the blue lips and nails can be seen. Dizziness and confusion, the person is not in the mental condition that he will think some useful things. There is a condition called dizziness, and the confusions can be seen in that patient. Can't be woken up, there is no condition of the can't be woken up, the patient cannot able to woke up. Okay, and there is a choking, gurgling or snoring sound is can be seen in that patient. There is a slow, weak or no breathing. There is a slow breathing, hypoxia conditions can be seen in that patient. There is a drowsiness or difficulty staying awake, means the patient cannot be awake. There is a problem of drowsiness and difficulty staying awake in that patient. Now what are the management, what are the treatment of the morphine poisoning, how we can manage the morphine poisoning in the individual. There is a condition called gastric lavage. Gastric lavage can be done, even injected morphine is excreted in the stomach. Okay, and second one is a KMNO4 can be given to that patient. KMNO4, it will convert the morphine into oxymorphine, means it produces the conversion of morphine into the oxymorphine, this KMNO4. Now activated charcoal. Activated charcoal, I have already told you that the activated charcoal, it is used as an adsorbent. So activated charcoal, it is used in the GI tract, and they will produce a decontamination method. This is a decontamination method of the choice for patient with opioid intoxication following ingestion, anemia and purgatives, airway control and adequate oxygenation, endotracheal incubation in indicated in patient who cannot protect their airway, symptomatic treatment. Now these are some of the antidote of the morphine poisoning, like what are the antidotes can be given for the, if there is a morphine poisoning can be seen, some of the antidote which will reverse the toxicity in that patient. First of all, the first very important antidote is the naloxone. The dose of the naloxone which is given to the patient is about 0.2 to 0.4 to 2 mg through the IV route every 5 minutes till the patient become conscious. Till the patient become conscious or the pupil become dilates, then the at that time the naloxone can be given to the patient. Second one is the nalmefene, naloxone, nalmefene and the naltrexone. These are the newer opioid antagonists that have a longer half-life, means these drugs have a longer half-life than naloxone, means it have a half-life of 4 to 8 hours or 8 to 12 hours. Okay, about they will produces the effect for about 1 hour. Okay, second last one is the methadone. It is a long-acting narcotic, often used, they can be used oftenly they can be used drugs to attenuate the withdrawal. They will produces the withdrawal symptoms and they will used in the necrotic recovery program. Also has extensive potential for the abusing conditions. Okay, thank you so much for this lecture. I hope you will get it.